going on, my PT peeps and my Walking Dead family? One Eye Bri back from the PT channel to talk about The Walking Dead Season 8, Season 9, Rick, The Whispers, Alpha. A lot of good stuff in this video, discussion video, but obviously spoiler warning if you're not up to date with the show, the comic, all that good stuff. I don't want to ruin it for you. As we're going to talk about the comic connection to the show that we might see in Season 9, if you don't know what the Whisperers are and you don't want to know, stop watching now. But we got some good stuff coming in this video. Join our Walking Dead family by subscribing to the PT channel. It's easy. Just hit that subscribe button, click that bell to get notifications, and I hope you do. Now, Season 8 was the end of all that war. I'm excited for that to be done, to move on to a new storyline, to get back in the ways of the survival game, working together. The common foe is the walkers, running out of food, building for the future, and rebuilding civilization. The war kind of drug on for me, but it's over. That's issue 126 in the comic. It's over. We're going to start around issue 127. We'll see if it starts right up from that. But at the end of the Season 8 finale, we saw a lot of clues and potential Easter eggs for the Whispers. Some people agree with it. Some people are just hating. But either way, I think the Whispers are coming for Season 9. Some people say that they're going to skip them. That would be the stupidest thing ever if they skip the Whispers, because a lot of iconic things and big things happen. Alpha, Beta, the Whispers, you know what we're talking about. But the New Beginning storyline, which will probably start Season 9, is issue 127. That's a different character on the front of that cover. If you know the comics, you know that we may be getting some new characters and we may be losing some characters, so it may balance out. But issue 127 starts with a whole new kind of storyline connection, new story arc, and I think it's much needed. I think we need a reboot, reset kind of connection going forward. Angela Kang, the new showrunner, wants it to be like Season 4, Season 5, where survival is going to be part of it, for sure. Rick and the group at Alexandria, Hilltop, and the Kingdom are going to rebuild. You can see Alexandria going there rebuilding. The Hilltop's got to rebuild. A lot of stuff is building for the future and rebuilding civilization, which should be pretty cool. Alexandria is going to look pretty different going forward. There's a whole storyline with Michonne going with Oceanside on like a pirate journey type of thing in the comics. Not sure if they're going to do that, as Michonne is heavily connected with Rick now. She's a far different character in the comics. She's not with Rick. Andrea was still alive. But Oceanside should still be around. I hope they are. And maybe Oceanside goes on a journey with a ship on a pirate kind of destination thing with Oceanside. Who could that be? Maybe Tara? That would be kind of good for her story. I don't know what's in store for that character for Season 9 and beyond, if there is such a thing. But like I said before, Michonne leaves in the comic, but she's so connected with Rick, that's not going to happen. She needs to stay there with Rick to rebuild Alexandria and just build the civilization for the future there too. Also, Rick is injured at the end of the war. He has a cane, he has a broken leg, and he's limping around. That should be drastically different in the show. Negan's locked up in a jail cell. Maggie has her baby because there's a 2-year time jump between issue 126 to 127 in the New Beginning storyline. Also, Jadis, that connection, or Anne, whatever you want to call her, that's going to be different for the show because that does not exist in the comic whatsoever. She wants to be called Anne. She connected with the helicopter people. Georgie, some connection there. That's going to be a whole different thing for the show that I hope gets answered in the first half of Season 9. I would love to see that for sure. And also, does Georgie come back around? Who are these helicopter people? All these questions I want to know. But issue 130, which would be 3 episodes later if you count it as 127 starts Season 9, 3 episodes to 4 episodes later, would be around issue 130 on the show. Obviously, simple math. That is the first introduction of the Whispers. You don't meet Alpha, you don't meet Beta, you meet a patrol that's out and about. They run into some walkers, and among the walkers are Whispers. Now, Whispers are people that dress up like walkers, but they are people underneath the walker skins. That freaks out one of the people on patrol. It could be someone from the Kingdom, the Hilltop, a new character, an old character. It could be Heath, it could be Sherry, it could be Dwight. Not sure how it's going to be, how they're introduced, but I could see it being a patrol that goes out and runs into Whispers. It's probably going to be quiet for a while after the time jump until the Whispers are introduced, for sure. But is Sherry come around? Is Heath come around? I want to see how they're introduced, and I'm very excited for it. Now, this is Jesus who took off one of the walker skins of one of the Whispers. People are asking all the time, what is a whisper? It's basically a person of a big group that is a regular person, a living person, that dresses like a walker with the skin and hair over their face and their hands, anything that is visible that isn't clothes. They want to cover their flesh, like their face mostly. You can see the Whisperers right there. They're people with walker skins over their face. And people ask, well, wouldn't you get infected by that? Or at least sick or have some ill effects of having walker skins on your own skin, right? Or your pores and in your sinuses, and it's just not good. Well, they supposedly clean them and preserve them, so they somehow have some type of method of skinning walkers and preserving their hair and their skin and putting stuff on there so they don't get infected, they don't get sick by it. Yeah, it's a little far-fetched, but that's what we got here. Alpha is the leader of the Whisperers, and that picture doesn't mean much. She looks like a regular bald person, and yes, Alpha is a woman. Alpha is pretty badass though. She is a leader of a group that is pretty uncivilized. She is a no-nonsense kind of person. She runs things for sure, without a doubt. She has a daughter there, Lydia. That's a big question for a lot of people because Lydia in the comic is connected with Carl. Is it a big issue? No, but are we going to get Lydia and how would she be connected with Carl as Carl is gone? Is Lydia going to be there for the show? Is it going to get rid of the character altogether? Is it going to be a boy? Is it going to be a girl connected with Enid, Henry, Daryl? Not sure, but is Lydia coming or not? Doesn't make that big a deal, but ultimately it's just a thing that may be a little different from the comic to the show. The belt buckle that Alpha wears is an infinity sign with a snake, and we saw an infinity sign a couple times in the season 8 finale. A lot of people have connected it with possibly Sherry, the stained glass, the note. What's going to happen with this? Is Sherry going to be Alpha? I hope not. I hope Alpha is a whole separate character. Some people believe it's going to be Maria Bello, but that's been rumors for some time now. Maybe she's cast, maybe she's not. I don't know where that rumor came from, but I heard it a while ago. I shared it with you. Hopefully we'll see if it comes true or not. The stained glass is right there. It was in the middle of the field in the battle. People are like, why is that stained glass there? Some people call it farm art, country art, but either way, it's a little weird. Why is it there? It has the infinity sign intertwined with some things. We see that Rick shot it. I believe the Whisperers were in the big horde that we saw all the way in the field in the distance. We'll talk about that in a second. But if they were there, they saw the battle, that's for sure. So they're connected with all this area and the boundaries. There's the infinity sign that we saw from the note from Sherry. What does it mean? Does it mean honeymoon forever? Because when they were with Negan, there wasn't a honeymoon forever, that's for sure. They didn't really talk to each other. They really couldn't interact. And I'm not sure what it means because I doubt Sherry knows that Negan is dead. When did Sherry write this note? Did she even write this note? Is it a trap for Dwight? Is Sherry trying to recruit Dwight for the Whisperers? Not sure, but I really hope Sherry is not Alpha. That would kind of ruin the character a little bit in my eyes, but Dwight could be connected with the Whisperers. He could introduce the Whisperers to the group, and he could say, we got a problem, and he warns Rick and the people of the Sanctuary or what. But the Whisperers are coming, I hope. Not sure, but I would like to see it in the San Diego Comic-Con July trailer. But the Whisperers are bad news for Rick and the group. The Whisperers coming around means that some people are going to be taken out. Alpha, Beta, the Whisperers in general are bad news. And Beta is a pretty impressive person to look at. But he also is second in command. He's not the leader of the Whisperers. He's the clear number 2 to Alpha. Alpha runs the Whisperers without a doubt. And I have to say, I'm very excited about the possibility of Alpha, Beta, and the Whisperers coming there. They live among the walkers when they can, and they use them to their advantage. It's pretty impressive. Now here in the Season 8 finale, they were looking into the distance, and they saw a huge horde of walkers. Obviously, Jerry's comment brought attention to that group on purpose. Who cares if there's a huge horde of walkers if they don't want to draw attention to it? It's just showing that the dead are still a problem? Well, obviously, but who uses the dead to their advantage? The Whisperers. I hope that the Whisperers come in Season 9. If they do, it would probably be around episodes 3 or 4 for their first introduction. And I would love for it to come back to a flashback of this scene here where they're looking at the battle being fought on the field in the distance. Because if you look around there's trees and shrubs and a big open field. Kind of looks like this, right? This part is in a different section of the Whisperers, but the Whisperers come around for a while. We may get them for 2 seasons or at least 1.5 seasons. Also, the boundaries here by the fence posts in the distance shows the clear mark of their border. Their borders are set so you don't mess with them. Also, the fence posts, some big stuff happens with them. I don't want to talk about it too much. I don't want to give that many spoilers away for the Whispers. Just know that they're coming, and it's bad news for the group for a variety of reasons. The Whispers are connected with walkers, and we're going to see more walkers probably in season 9 and down the road of the series, and we need to see that again. I would also love to see some sort of connection with the season 6 walkers, the season 6 premiere, that Daryl and Abraham and the whole group led away from Alexandria, if they were connected somehow. I don't know how you would do it, but Beta, they're here. Well, they're coming. It's like winter is coming on Game of Thrones. The Whispers are coming, I hope. I would think it makes sense. Robert Kirkman said on the Walker Stalker cruise that the Whispers are most likely coming. There's potential for that. But Alpha versus Rick and Beta, I'm excited for it, guys. I like the idea of the Whisperers coming because it's more of a survival villain versus good guy role. Good guy versus bad guy. There's a clear definition there. And there's no blurred lines of like Negan, is he a good guy or a bad guy and this and that. Alpha and the Whisperers are clearly bad. They're a bad group of people. And we kind of need a clear defined line of good versus bad, and good will eventually defeat the bad. We don't need a blurred line of who are we actually rooting for, the Saviors or Rick and any of that stuff. But I'm excited for season 9. How about you guys? Let me know your thoughts of the Whisperers, Rick, Alpha, all those things. Hit that subscribe button if you aren't a member of the PT channel. I hope you are, and become a valued member. We got a lot of good stuff coming in the future for the channel with The Walking Dead and various content. And remember, guys, believe in yourself. If you can dream it, you can do it.